This is how the audience reacted to Hugh Jackman's shirtless scene in Deadpool and Wolverine. At 55 years old, Hugh Jackman didn't just reprise his role as Wolverine, he transformed himself into one of the best physical versions of the character we've ever seen. He brought forth a shape we haven't seen since 2014 in X-Men, Days of Future Past.
No, because of these.
This transformation wasn't the result of Hollywood magic or shortcuts. It was the product of 6 relentless months of training, precise dieting, smart recovery, and a level of dedication that sets a new standard for superhero roles.
It's you in the yellow suit. I mean, come on. I mean, this is what the fans want. Let's go.
After finishing his run on Broadway with The Music Man, Jackman made a crucial decision. He cleared his schedule. No new acting projects, no distractions. For the next 6 months, his only job was to train, eat, recover, and prepare for one of the most anticipated returns in superhero history. Unlike in previous Wolverine films, where the focus was mainly on building size and strength to fit the image of a comic book brute, Jackman's approach this time was very different. Now it was all about athleticism, aesthetics, and a lean, dangerous look. He didn't just want to look big, he wanted to look like a weapon.
You know, I've had a lot of people talk to me or ask me questions about how I got into shape and what I did, what I ate, how I trained, what I did, how hard is it at your age, and all of these things. And honestly, I just wanted to take a second to say, yeah, I had to turn up and I had to do those deadlifts and I had to eat those meals, but I had an incredible team that helped me. I am in better shape, and when I say shape, what I mean is physical health. My knees, my shoulders that have bothered me for years, gone.
Jackman's training followed a strict 5-day split. Chest and shoulders, legs and abs, back and biceps, chest and arms, core and legs again. Each workout session lasted about an hour, but they were packed with intensity. Jackman focused heavily on compound lifts like deadlifts, back squats, and bench presses to maintain muscle density and strength. However, he added a lot more isolation work than in previous years, targeting specific muscle groups with precision to create deeper definition and balance across his body. An important shift this time around was mobility. In the past, intense mass-building phases sometimes came at the expense of flexibility and joint health. This time, Jackman made mobility and injury prevention a major focus. Stretching, dynamic warm-ups, active recovery, all designed to keep his body moving well, not just looking good. Cardio was another critical element. Jackman started every workout with a 10-minute cardio warm-up and finished with 20 to 30 minutes of steady-state cardio. When the time came to lean down for filming, he added a second cardio session later in the day to strip off the final layers of fat and sharpen his look. But training is only half the story. Jackman's diet was just as important and just as intense. For over a year, Jackman worked with a team of nutritionists and chefs who handled every aspect of his diet.
I mean, so obviously there's a lot of gym work, but the diet is even worse in a way.
That's the thing I didn't realize. Bodybuilders will always say their body is 70% their diet and only 30% their training. Because I assumed it was all about pumping iron, but it's a science. The whole eating thing is a science, and I complain about it all day long. I'm in this thing right now where I'm eating 5,000 calories a day. I'm just loading, eating, and I'm complaining. And my wife's like, shut up. If you complain about eating, I'm gonna...
He didn't have to think about meal prepping or calorie counting. Everything was managed for him, down to the exact gram of protein, fat, and carbs he needed at every stage of his training.
I want to talk about the people who helped me eat right, because for a year I didn't have to think about what I was shopping for, cooking for. I just had someone counting up my macros, which for those people who don't know is basically how many grams of protein or fat or carbohydrate you have at different phases in your training in order to get the result. And Mario was the main one here in America who would deliver food for me that was delicious and fresh and sometimes bland because it had to be, but always healthy and sourced beautifully.
His meals were built around lean proteins, especially chicken, fish like tilapia, and lean cuts of beef. Carbs were carefully timed around his workouts for maximum energy and recovery. Healthy fats supported his hormones and joint health.
It's a video.
Meal number 5.
We've pasta, big thing of spaghetti, yeah. Because you eat like steamed rocks or something. What do you have? Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
sometimes I fry the rock.
fry rocks,
You know,
yeah.
whatever.
But you eat like steamed veggies and steamed.
You eat a lot. It's 6,000 calories, and it's not the calories you necessarily want. You're like,
No, it's not pizza and pasta.
Yeah, you can get 6,000 calories, like half a pizza is 6,000 calories. But no, this is chicken, and it's tilapia and beans. Tilapia and beans. I don't know why tilapia. It must be some fish that is lean and green beans.
Yeah, and
Tilapia
that's what you did, and you did it for a long time.
It's worth it. Worth it.
Yes, it's worth.
As filming approached and he entered his final cutting phase, his diet tightened dramatically. He ate extremely clean foods with minimal sodium, stayed fully hydrated until just before filming, and then performed a water cut to achieve that dry, shredded look you saw on screen. For several days before major shirtless scenes, Jackman was eating almost nothing but tilapia and greens, a classic dry-out strategy used by competitive bodybuilders and actors alike. The attention to detail was incredible. Even on set, his co-stars and director adjusted their schedules to help Jackman peak at the right moments. No heavy water intake the night before, strict tilapia and vegetable meals, and body oil applied right before filming to enhance muscle definition under the lights. What makes Jackman's transformation even more impressive is that he did it all naturally. When asked directly about steroid use during an interview, here is what Jackman had to say.
You got so jacked for these movies, 9 Wolverine movies, and over the years people have wondered, did he juice? Did he take steroids?
No. I love my job and I love Wolverine. I've got to be careful what I say here, but I had been told anecdotally what the side effects are of that, and I was like, I don't love it that much.
Yeah, no.
He went on to say that he knew from anecdotes what the risks of steroid use could be, and he wasn't willing to take that path. Instead, he relied on smart programming, disciplined eating, consistent recovery, and decades of training experience. When actors like Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth, and others undergo extreme body transformations for superhero roles, there's always suspicion around steroid use. Achieving massive muscle gains, shredded physiques, and rapid conditioning often seems too good to be purely natural. While Jackman and others publicly deny using steroids, many fans and fitness experts believe that with the pressure to deliver on tight filming schedules, performance enhancers could be involved, even if they can't legally or ethically admit it. The reality is, Hollywood physiques are a blend of genetics, intense resources, extreme dedication, and sometimes possibly more behind the scenes. Another major difference this time regarding getting ready for the role was how intelligently Jackman approached recovery. In earlier years, he pushed himself so hard that injuries often followed: shoulder issues, knee pain, and general overtraining. For Deadpool and Wolverine, he worked closely with his longtime trainer Mike Ryan and newer coach Beth Lewis to stay healthy and manage the workload. Instead of trying to destroy himself in every session, he trained smarter. He listened to his body. He adapted volume and intensity when necessary. He focused not just on looking good for a day, but on staying strong and capable through months of grueling shoots. Jackman said publicly that he felt better physically than he had in years. No lingering shoulder pain, no knee issues. At 55, he wasn't just fit for his age. He was in truly elite condition, capable of performing the demanding stunts and intense fight choreography required for the role. All of this work came together to create the final product we see on screen. The shirtless scene became one of the movie's most talked about moments. After months of brutal training, strict dieting, and water depletion, Jackman revealed a shredded, vascular physique. Every muscle fiber popped on screen, showcasing the raw, intense effort it took to bring Wolverine back.
Producers as directors who were like constantly like, tell me the date you want it. When we're doing that power room scene with your shirt off, what date is it? I said, I need it on this date and we can't move it. And it was locked in. And Zulu, our first AD, who I've done so many movies with, who literally the day I knew he was on, he goes, okay, how are we gonna land this plane, man? How are we going to land this plane? Tell me which day you want to be, and I'll lock it in and no one will be able to move it. And he understood the process. And then on the day, because I was grumpy, I was not having water the night before. I was eating tilapia and beans for days, and how to make that day work best for me. Everyone on set was just making it easy. So if you're still listening, thank you.
Hugh Jackman's transformation for Deadpool and Wolverine isn't just a fitness story. It's a lesson in commitment, discipline, and smart training. It proves that with the right mindset, the right plan, and relentless consistency, incredible things are possible, no matter your age. This wasn't about chasing shortcuts. It wasn't about taking the easy way out. It was about doing the hard work every single day for months on end. Hugh Jackman didn't just return to play Wolverine. He became Wolverine. What are your thoughts on Hugh Jackman's transformation? Did he do it natty, or was some extra sauce involved?